Hey guys, I just wanted to jump on here and spend a couple minutes addressing some of the most common questions that I get about what I do and how neurofeedback works and how biofeedback works. And so I'm just going to run through the common questions that I get. If anybody has any additional questions, I'd be happy to answer those. So the first question that the first question that I tend to get is, does insurance cover it? And unfortunately, the answer to that is no. In the state of Ohio, unfortunately, most insurance providers do not cover neurofeedback services. Depending on the state, really, our neighbors up north, Michigan, they get a lot of great coverage for neurofeedback, and therefore there's a ton of neurofeedback providers up there, and so people are able to get the help that they need. So Ohio is a little late to the party on that. Hopefully within the next couple years something changes, and if and when that does change, I will be happy to start taking insurance. But at this time I do not take insurance, and I'm only able to see clients who are able to be self-pay. Another common question that I get is, will it hurt? Is this electroshock therapy? You know, what's going on here? The answer to that is definitely no. There's no pain involved. There's no shocking involved. All we're doing is attaching a little electrode to the scalp with a tiny bit of paste to help it stay on there. The person really doesn't feel anything. The one type of neurofeedback that I use does provide a very mild stimulation. Most people just don't notice anything at all, but really sensitive people might feel like a little tingling or buzzing from the electrode, but it's not painful. And no, there's no electroshock therapy going on. I'm not having you bite down on a towel or anything like that. It's all very painless and calming. Another question that I often see is, how many sessions will I need? So people make the mistake of assuming on both ends of the spectrum. They'll either assume that I just need one session, my brain's going to be cured and we're going to be good to go, or people think that it's something that they'll have to do for the rest of their life. And really the answer is in between. So most often I see people for 20 sessions, and then we'll kind of take it from there and decide whether we feel like we need to do more sessions or if we are at a good place to stop. With those 20 sessions, it's important to also note that we are pretty intensive about how we schedule those sessions. They need to be pretty close together in order for the brain to be able to build off of what it's doing, build off of the learning and the changes that it's making. So at a minimum, I see people once a week once they start with me, up to I could see people every day if their schedule allows. Most commonly, I see people twice a week. And the reason that that's important is, like I mentioned, we are creating new neural pathways. We are allowing the brain to learn a new skill. And so just like learning any new skill, like playing the piano or riding a bike or whatever, it's going to take some practice. But once you are able to learn that new skill, it is second nature, and the brain just takes over, and you don't have to continue past that. So that's the great part about neurofeedback. Unlike medications where they only work so long as they're in your system, with neurofeedback we're teaching your brain a new way of functioning, and it's able to continue that lifelong, as long as there's no major injury to the brain or significant substance abuse, things like that would change those neural pathways that we create. So that's a huge benefit to neurofeedback. Yes, it is a investment financially, and it is an investment in your time initially, but it's something that you will be able to hold on to for the rest of your life, and hopefully not need to continue. Some people do decide to continue with me even after they've reached their goals, just because they like the way it makes them feel. It's a lot like, I like to compare it to massage for the brain. People feel energized afterwards. They usually sleep better afterwards, and so it, much like seeing a chiropractor or going for a massage, you like the way it makes you feel, so you go every now and again. So I do have some people who I call maintenance clients that I continue to see on a regular basis, just not as frequently as before. And the last question that I commonly get that I wanted to address real quick was, I see a lot of professionals, I see a lot of people who are very successful entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, people of that sort. And so the common question among those folks is this going to make me lose my edge? A lot of times those people are seeing me for high stress. They might have some anxiety, depression going on. And they worry that if I help them manage their stress and anxiety, that it might negatively impact their work and their ability to be as successful as they have. They say, I've had this level of stress for, since grad school, and it's really, in some ways helped me get as far as I've gotten. I don't want to lose that. And I understand that concern, but really, neurofeedback and biofeedback allow you to bring more balance to your autonomic nervous system. So we help tone down that fight or flight reaction that people tend to have under very stressful situations. And when that occurs, you're not able to focus as well. You're not able to stay on task as well. You feel more scattered and overwhelmed. You're just not as efficient as you could be. So with neurofeedback and biofeedback, we allow the parasympathetic, or the calming, rest and digest side of the nervous system to kick in. And this allows people to be more effective in what they do. So it only serves to further benefit them. And these types of clients I call peak performance. So these people probably don't have any major issues going on in their life. They're pretty successful, but they just want to give themselves a further edge and be able to do what they do even better. And neurofeedback and biofeedback are fantastic for that. I tell my clients all the time, biofeedback is being used a lot in the sports world right now. It helps people to just perform at a higher level. If you're competing, obviously there's a level of stress there. There's a level of pressure that people put on themselves and others put on them. And so when you're able to have control of the way that your brain and body react to that stress and pressure, you're going to do even better. And so a lot of people enjoy that from neurofeedback and biofeedback. And along those same lines, people often ask me too, is this going to change my personality? Is this going to change who I am? No, neurofeedback does not change who you are as a person. It just allows you to be an even better version of yourself, a more in control version. You're able to better manage your emotions, better manage your attention, better, most people tend to sleep better, and obviously if you're sleeping better, that's allowing your brain to process memories better. Your memory improves. You just feel sharper. So it's just giving you the best version of yourself. So I think that's all that I planned on addressing today. If you watch this and come up with any other questions, please feel free to leave those questions in the comment section. I'll be sure to get to you. Also, I'd encourage everybody to like my page, Alternative Therapeutics, if you haven't done so already. I try and post some things pretty frequently that are informative and hopefully interesting to my clients and the people that I tend to work with. So yeah, leave me any questions if you have any. Thanks so much for watching, guys.